Oh, wait, I'm supposed to do the thing. Damn it, you didn't get to see the sunshine. Anyway, welcome. We are having a very special, very expensive, very high proof flight of bourbon. I hope you will enjoy this as much as I plan to enjoy this. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian, and tonight, I didn't realize that these were so expensive when I first picked them, so that was exciting. But now that I have picked them, there's nothing I can do except drink them. Woe is me! First, I am starting with Joseph A. Magnus. This one's going to be kind of weird, I think. It's 100 proof and it's sherry cognac finished. Just a bit weird. I'm not used to that. Let's see here. I had all these things set up and now I don't have them set up. Here we go. Gotta be able to see the chat in two places at once. For reasons. Oh, and I forgot to finish something else. What a surprise. Ow. Joseph Magnus, there we go. Words. The second one, Old Carter Bourbon, batch 7. This is the one that's ridiculous. I looked up, I was trying to find a little bit of something I could look at later and see comparison of the notes and all that, and freaking this one was a little bit bonkers on the price. I don't really know why. Maybe it's because it's a small distillery. Maybe it's because something I really like. Some people really like it. But I would never pay that much for a bourbon. And then Stag Junior Batch for 14. This is probably the highest proof. Well, I can't say that anymore. I've had some really high proof things. It's a high proof. It's 130.2, which is 65.1. Hey, I did that in my head. Surprise. I think I was right. But yeah, those are the three samples tonight. They're all very different. I'm fairly certain they're not all from the same distillery because that'd be a mistake on my part. DC, hello, welcome. Happy Sunday. You made it. It's the weekend. It's ending, but it's okay. That just means we get to push forward until we get to the midweek, and then we do this again. And then we push forward to Friday, and then we do this again. It's fine. It's all just part of the great circle of life. The circle of life. Sorry. I'm just going to pour these, because if I keep talking about them, I'm never going to get around to it. First one, the Joseph A. Magnus Clear Glen Cairn. The second one, the Blubbity Blah Blah Old Carter Batch 7, which I will be in the Texas Whiskey Trail Glencairn. Granted, you can't see this very well, but as I'm saying this out loud, so I know, and so you know, and then you can tell me because I might forget. Whiskey Nose, hello, sir. Always a pleasure to have you here. Give me your whiskey. I mean, yeah, hi. Thirdly, the Stag Junior Batch 14. This is another one that's kind of up there in price. We'll be going in the Drink More Bourbon glass. And again, you probably can't see that, but that's what it says on it. That's how I keep track of things, etc., etc. One of these days, I'm going to do a blind. Everyone is welcome to send me blinds, but that's only happened once. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It is how I found out I like Eagle Rare. That's why I'm so interested in doing blinds again. Because if anything, I just find new things to enjoy and hopefully get. I was a little upset that it was Eagle Rare, and then all of a sudden that was the harder thing to find. Not a fan of that at all. I have to remember the proof on all of these as well. I will tell you them. This one's 100. We're starting at 100. Starting at 50%. This one is 117.2. Moving up a little bit. Tony Two Toes, hello. Welcome. Thank you for the samples, by the way. These samples were provided by Tony Two Toes and Bourbon when I got to meet them in person. In the real world. Surprisingly, they still come back. It's amazing. Now that they've actually met me. They're not the first, but I always get a little confused by it. Ha-cha-cha. No. It's expensive, though. All right. I think this is from you, Tony Two Toes. It's got the black label. Two of them are. Joseph Magnus as well, and then the last one's from Bourbon. They're all hopefully glorious, but I don't know if you looked up the price of the old Carter Batch 7, but I did, and holy shit. That's all I have to say about that. Trying to keep in mind the proof of these tiny pours. I can have more of them later. Depending on which one I like. That's kind of all this is. I'm pouring these 4 samples all at once, or at least a portion of the samples, to find out which of these is the winner. No, I just want to find out which one I like. I don't do winners and losers. That's just mean. I'm not a competitive person. It just stresses me out. I don't like it. So, number 1 here, the Magnus. These are all going to look like bourbon to me. You know, let the audience see. Look at that. It's pretty. The amber hue. The legs. I can't tell if there's legs. There are. Right? Right. I looked at the price of that and I was like, this is somehow a mistake. It was a range like 150 something plus, or almost 200, and then like 300 something. That was why? Why would anyone do that? Why? I don't understand. I really don't. But I'm glad you did because I get to try it now, and I never, ever would have in all likelihood. Number 2. This one actually looks a little darker. Again, sorry for the tiny pores, but I don't want to get trashed. As I said, these are all very high proof. Kevin C, hello and welcome to the show. To the show. Sorry. Whatever this is. Number 3, the Stag Junior, batch 14. Yeah. It's a little lighter, I think. Put it in the bulb so they can see what you're doing. All right, job. There we are. Lovely. Beauty. Gorgeous, even. And the thing with colors to me is I can't tell, really. They all look like bourbon. The only one I could tell it was a little darker is the middle one. And I'll be going up. We'll do nose, 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 and then drink, drink, drink. From lowest proof to highest proof. Sound good? Good. I'm doing that anyway, even if you don't want me to. All right. I hope all of you got to go outside. I hope you all had a lovely weekend. This, again, is a safe place. I am trying to open this up as a more common, not complain, but if anything's wrong, if your mental health is not great, if there's something wrong, this is a place where you can come and get advice. Granted, great assault, I'm not a professional therapist, but it's good to have someone to have an ear open and have a drink with, you know? That's kind of the idea. Makes sense-ish, almost. I already did this. What am I doing? I was backtracking. I'm like, look how color it is. Wait a minute. Okay. This is the Joseph Magnus. I gotta focus. I'm doing whiskey things. Serious whiskey things. I'm serious. It smells good. I mean, most bourbons do to me, but I was expecting something weird from this one because it says on it, excuse me, it says it was sherry cognac finished. I know sherry's a wine. Cognac's wine-ish. Probably should have looked that up. But I know it's supposed to be a little weird. Probably on the palate since the nose isn't that different. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? I love that. In a big crowd, and you're just like, I don't feel like I should be here, and I'm not comfortable, and I'd rather... I've done that. It's exciting. The funny thing is, with that, many people have experienced that. It's a weird coping mechanism to, find out how to deal with those situations and that uncomfortableness. I still don't really know how I deal with it, to be perfectly honest. I just do. I know in large groups of people, when there's a lot of noise and talking, that's when it really is hard for me to deal with stuff. Because it's just distracting and I can't not hear it. Unlike other people, I don't have that. I don't always have that ability to focus on stuff. My nose is like broken today, I think. I'm like, it's bourbon. Anything else? I don't know. I did get a pretty good sneeze out earlier, so my nose feels weird. And I did eat food. It's one of the mistakes. However, not sponsored again. The what the hell is it called? Green Go? Go Green? Green something. Anyways, the meal package thing has something to do with green, which I've already forgotten, which I got on Friday. I made it yesterday, and I ate it yesterday and today, and it wasn't too bad. I'm not a chef. I've had training as a cook, but not a chef. But it wasn't that hard. It was nice. It was easy enough to do. I could handle it. I didn't like getting all the dishes dirty, but I got a dishwasher. It's no big deal. So all in all, very good and healthy. Healthier than anything I would have made. I would have made frozen pizza at best, or chicken pot pie, frozen chicken pot pie. That's healthy, right? Or a turkey sandwich. Do I still have turkey? Crap. Who's distracted? No, I'm not. This is why it's so hard for me to focus on bourbon sometimes. The whole idea of smelling and nosing and tasting is I'm forced to focus on it. But today is just one of those days where I'm kind of all over the place for whatever reason. Like, honestly, before I got on stream, you have no idea how, like, everywhere I was. I found some interesting stuff by accident and got sucked into that for a while. I may be posting that video soon. It's going to be titled The First Musing. I found something I recorded in 2007. So, and I don't think it ever touched the internet. Ever. So I may upload that and call it The First Musing. That was way before I was even whiskey. And there are some other ones which aren't as good, where I was just kind of getting drunk, which not good. Kind of showing why you shouldn't do that. Or it's not recommended. It's like I'm thinking of orange bitters suddenly, which is strange. I didn't expect that from a sherry cognac finished bourbon. Do the Swirl, ADHD Whiskey, who may be appearing on It's Bourbon Night after my show here. That's going to be an interesting combo. Oh, yeah. That smells nice. It's very sweet. Again, I never know if this is enjoyable content since I just stop talking and just get lost in my own thoughts for a minute. But it's a whiskey thing. You know what? Let me go through them real quick. It may be a bad idea, but I could easily just get stuck on one, and I don't want to do that. I want to experience all of them. But, again, they're all really high proof, so this is going to be fun no matter what. Okay. I'm annoyed that I'm not getting a lot out of this one, for some reason. Assuming my nose is broken. I think there's also, I'm fairly certain I'm getting baking spices as well. But it's always hard to pinpoint which one it is. I always say anise, or there's another one. Maybe it's brown sugar. Moving on to number 2. See what this smells like. And all these are going to open up a little bit, so I have to keep that in mind as well, since I poured them. Trying to go through them as quickly as I can. Oh, yeah. That's different. That's not like the first one, so there we go. We're done. Flight finished. One's different than the other. Yay. Wesley Zeller, hello, welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Don't know why I'm saying it like that. Oh, yeah, this is the stupidly expensive one. I almost wish I didn't know the price. That's the one thing that bothered me. I was trying to find some kind of tasting notes, which I didn't look at. I just had to find something that it said like tasting, and I stopped looking at it. So I could bring that up for after we get through these, see what can compare. And I accidentally found out the price of these, and that was a mistake. I don't like being influenced by knowing what the price is. I like to have no idea. Oh well. Maybe in the future I won't actually look those up until I'm doing a stream, but I feel bad because I don't want to, putz around on my computer while there are people here. However, that's the only guaranteed way I can not know anything about the whiskey. And this is actually hard to find any info on since it's so, let's just say, pricey. What's funny, it doesn't smell great. It's got that hint of whatever the hell that is. I still haven't quite nailed down a word that I can remember. I get this note out of, I don't know why it's so strong in this one I'm thinking of, but Evan Williams Bottled in Bond, the white label. I get it all the time, and I know if I add ice or water to it, it gets worse, and I don't like it. I'm still not quite sure what it is. But there's a hint of that in here. I really need to find out what that is today because it bugs me. I found it. Once I've done these before, and I found that note, and I took probably 15 to 20 minutes of going through what I thought it was, and eventually I got something, but I forgot what because my brain doesn't work like that. Remembering is not a thing. Yeah, it's in there. It's distracting. That's the thing. Once I smell that, it's like, it's hard to smell anything else because that's something I don't like. I'm warming the glass. Ooh, I'm thinking of carrot cake. I've got to get used to doing that. One of the problems I've found with my own tasting experience is the default for being a whiskey tuber or whiskey taster that I've seen, and the one I've kind of meandered through, is tasting notes, like saying cinnamon, black pepper, corn syrup, strawberries, that kind of beep, 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 beep thing. And for whatever reason, because of the way my brain is hardwired, it's like a memory rather than a smell. And then I have to figure out, well, what in that memory am I thinking of? Like that one, I suddenly was thinking of like my parents' house, and suddenly carrot cake or carrot bake, carrot bread, carrot something, carrot cake, I think, came to mind. So carrot cake. But I wouldn't have thought that as like an actual smell until that happened. It wasn't like I smell carrot cake. It was blah, 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 carrot cake memory. And then, oh yeah, carrot cake. It's weird. It's a good thing, but it's weird. I don't like it. I do like it. That's why for a lot of these, I'll end up talking about being in the woods or near the beach somehow. Okay, moving on. I'm doing that again where I just kind of get lost. I feel like a hound dog. All right, here we go. The last one, this Tag Junior. This one's probably, I got to be careful with this. The proofs. The proof might be a problem as well. I might be getting more alcohol than anything. Oh, yeah, hi. Hello, friend. Wait a minute. Stag Junior's Buffalo Trace, isn't it? Remind me, because I swear it is. I swear I looked this up earlier, too, and I already forgot. But there's a very distinct Buffalo Trace note in here, which I didn't realize until I smelled it. And I remember, I only thought of it because it reminded me of Eagle Rare for half a second. Damn it. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, I don't want to be a Buffalo Trace guy. Ugh. That stuff's so stupidly expensive and hard to find. It's also making me think of Maker's Mark a bit, funny enough. Boo. Thank you, Tony Two Toes. I thought so. I feel like I looked that up earlier and then forgot about it entirely. Honestly, it was the smell, though. As soon as I smelled something similar to Eagle Rare, for whatever reason, I mean, this is Stag Junior. It's not supposed to be like Eagle Rare, but there was a similarity that clicked in my head, and then I remembered, oh, yeah, this is from Buffalo Trace, and I like Buffalo Trace stuff. If you're wondering what I like, I like the Eagle Rare and E.H. Taylor. I've only had the small batch, so I have no idea if I like the other ones. And I think I've had Blanton's once or twice, but it didn't really impress me. Granted, I feel with the little Blanton's hand grenades, those are all slightly different. It seems. I don't know. I haven't tried all of them. Once someone lets me try every single Blanton's that's possible, then I'll know for sure. I would. That's a task, especially with the way people hoard that crap. It's not crap, just the chasing of it. As many of you know, do what you want with your money. You should just drink it, basically. There's a distinct, I don't want to say a fruit note. What is this? I want to say cherry, but that doesn't quite seem right. But there's something distinctly fruit-ish. Maybe strawberry, as I was saying earlier. Put strawberry in my head. They're caramels too, the usual, the good stuff. Bourbony. They're all bourbony. What is not bourbony? Now let's go through them real quick. Oh, hi. The hell? I suddenly started thinking of a barbecue. That was bizarre. Now I have teriyaki going through my head. What is happening right now? My brain is doing weird shit. Okay, good. I like the verification. Epic mustache. Bourbon, hello. Thank you for the sample. I poured some of the Stag Junior 14. And we're comparing it with a really expensive Old Carter Batch 7 and another fairly expensive one, the Joseph A. Magnus Sherry Cognac. Finished. Oh, come on. Now I'm finding it in this one, too. Arrgh! Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, you have cursed me for life with that weird taste/smell. Actually, it's a smell. I don't know if I get it on the taste. Son of a basket. Slightly chocolate in the Magnus. What kind of chocolate was that? Dark chocolate. No, that's definitely got that freaking Evan Williams note in it. Damn it, and double damn it. I like the Stag Junior smell more than the other two. I am surprised at the Old Carter, mostly because it has the strongest Evan Williams Bottle and Bond smell to me. I don't know if the taste will be different, but I think now is the time to find out. Don't you agree? Good. I'm doing it anyway. That. Delicious water. It's healthy, I promise. It is. That'd be weird if it wasn't. Unless it's covered in sugar stuff. Cheers, you all. Thank you for being here. Oh, my goodness. I'm waiting for the hurt. Oh, it's there. Not too bad. For 100 proof. 100 proof? 100%. 100 proof. 50% words. Okay, yeah. I know, right? This is the cheapest one. That was really nice. It gave me like a flash of what is it? It's not Luxardo cherry. It's the other. What is it? What is it? It's the memory. The memory of cough drops, which aren't really cough drops. I can't remember the name of them now. I really like them. I buy them basically when I'm sick just because I want candy. Ludens? Are they Ludens? Ludens cough drop? The cherry ones? It basically tastes like Luxardo cherries, which is why I like them so much, probably. Old Carter American Batch 6. I don't know. I don't think so. I might have, actually. Here's the problem. I don't keep track very well. And I wouldn't know because yours, I tend to get rid of the labels very easily. Thank you for that. I like your labels. They just come right off. I think I did. I'm assuming I did because I'm looking over the ones that look like yours. And I am only seeing... Oh, wait. Ah, here it is. The 13-year, right? Old Carter American Whiskey, Batch 6, 13-year, 134.6 proof. Good God. I believe that was one I considered for tonight, except it said American Whiskey. So that technically doesn't make it a bourbon. Technically. Graham Young, hello, welcome. Luden's cough drops, yes. I'm kind of getting that on the taste of this one. And I like Luden's. I like cherries. I like rich cherries. I don't like the weird ass top of your sundae cherries. Those freak me out a bit. They're fine. Eating them is fine, but it's just something about it doesn't feel right. When something's almost neon red, I don't know. It's definitely the color of it that doesn't seem natural. I guess that's what it is. But you see a Luxardo cherry, it's like, oh my god, give it to me. Those are amazing. I would just eat those, and they're stupidly expensive. I hate that. I don't hate it. I'm not a fan of them. I don't got money for that shit. Oh, money, damn it. This happens every time. Give me the money. Give me your money. No. Car repair fund. For anyone who's interested, many of you have already donated, so don't worry about it. I think the car will be repaired tomorrow. As I said, my parents are paying for it, which makes me feel like shit. Thankfully, I will be able to repay some, thanks to some generous donations that happened last Wednesday, recently. Oh, that's different, all right. Oh, burning. Oh my god, they're so good. I just wish they weren't so expensive. Oh, that's nice. That's enjoyable. And it's actually, as far as the proof, I wouldn't know. Like if I sip this, I would say it's maybe 45, 47 at most. But it's 50%. I like you, Joseph A. Magnus Sherry Cognac finished. I thought it was going to be really weird. But all it did was add this kind of peculiar, I guess, cherry fruit note. Except it's not cherry fruit. It's cherry medicinal-ish. I did. Amy Bohm ended up being here, and Mike Franklin won. He won the sample of the It's Bourbon Night stuff plus one extra. Since I only had 3, I sent him a 4th, and the 4th one was from the sample pack of makers I have, the Maker's Mark Select. That was picked by the grandson of the one who ran the place or started the place. It's actually pretty good. I enjoy it. I enjoyed all 3 of those, to be honest. Anything with Maker's Mark that's high proof, I probably will like. Although, I do remember having a sample of the Maker's 101, and I was not a huge fan. However, the cast strength, yes, give me it all. I need another one right now, but I'm also sad they got rid of the bottle I liked. A weird looking one. Right? I was just glad she was here. It was basically coincidence. She's here sporadically because, again, I don't like telling people, oh, you're a mod, come on down and do stuff for me for free. I'm like, no. I pretty much check in advance. Like with Bourbon, I checked in advance. He was available. He wasn't. So I wasn't going to do anything. But Amy Bohm showed up and just stole the show. Or helped. Magnus? What? Oh, this one. I'm sorry. I forgot what we were talking about. Yes. Joseph Magnus Kling, sorry, was the cheaper of all 3 of these, I believe. It's really nice. Just doing a little bit of the tongue tingles. Your basic baking spices. I'll have another. It's really nice texture. I don't know why I'm such a texture person, but I don't know how to explain it very well, but there's certain bourbons that I'll sip on. And I don't want to call them watery, but just the texture is different. It's not quite what I expect when I have a solid bourbon. And it seems like I find a more enjoyable texture for me with higher proof whiskeys in general. I don't know all the science, but it seems that way. It sticks. It's a little oily, I suppose, or a little sticky. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, the Joseph A. Magnus is pretty sweet. I enjoy that. I will have another. I have to decide which of these I'll pour the last of before the end of the stream. I guess that's what I'm going to do. Pour the rest out and have it as a drink. Yay. Or mix them all together. That's what I should do. That's such a mistake, especially knowing the middle one's price. Yes. $300 whiskey. Let me just mix all this other shit in. Make it the most expensive glass of whiskey I've ever had. Woo. That's not true. Remember, price doesn't equal quality. Unfortunately. I wish it did. That'd be nice. And you wouldn't get screwed over when you buy something expensive. And it's like, oh, this wasn't great. Why? Why? Finding it hard to reset the palate here. Nah. That's as good as it can get. Here we go. This one is what is this? The Old Carter Batch 7. Unfortunately, I know the price. It's 117.2 proof. Cheers to all of you again. Thank you for being here. The smell is weird, and it's got that Evan Williams thing that I don't like. I'm going to need help on this someday. I really am. I wish I could have had like Chad and Sarah or something. Or somebody help me out with this note, because it's so freaking irritating to have something so specific show up in so many things, but not having a solid understanding of it. Not being able to find the right word. I found something for it a little while ago, but I already forgot what it was. Should have written it down or something. Ah. Oh! It's MGP. Wait a minute. Evan Williams isn't MGP. Or is it? I honestly don't know. Is the Magus MGP or the Old Carter? The only thing I know about the Old Carter is it had that little story about a couple who had a vineyard and then they started doing whiskey. So they went from California to Kentucky. Woo! Yeah. It is MGP. Now that you've said that, I've smelled this before. But it's not an MGPs I technically like. Because for whatever reason, in this specific thing, there's that Evan Williams bottle of Bond note, which I still can't quite place. I think the closest I came to it, I remember talking about this because I got so distracted by it. There is a place nearby that is, I don't want to call it fertilizer because that's not what it is. It's, what's it called when you take all your fruits and vegetables and stuff that you cut up that are useless and you put it in a place, a dark place, a sacred place, a box or outside? Is it mulch or is it, there's a word for it. People do it with gardening. I forget what the hell it's called though. Oh, it's so annoying. I don't know what it is either. But I have a kind of an idea where I'm going with it because I remember going on this rant when I found it last time. And it's the closest thing I can think of at the moment. Compost, yeah. Compost, thank you. There is a place that has like a giant mountain or a giant hill of just compost stuff. Nothing, gross, but there's a very noticeable odor. It's near the highway too. So if you're driving on the highway, you know when you're going past it. And I go past it on the road sometimes. And it's something like that. It's this kind of weird dirt vegetable thing that you get from compost. Which is why I don't particularly like it. It smells like compost. I'm not a huge fan. And I almost want to say tannin-ish, but I'm not solid on that one. It seems like it's some kind of wood thing as well, and that's why I'm kind of equating it with compost. I mean, if someone threw some wood in there, I don't know. It's it's got a, I want to say vegetation. That's not right. It doesn't feel right. Could it be sawdust? I'm getting so lost in it. I should drink it. I'll drink it first. Hold on. Ooh, I can feel the proof on that one. Yeah. That's what I'll say about it. As far as the first taste goes, I haven't analyzed it yet. I'm trying not to, actually. That's something I'm trying to do with my videos. The whole begin nosing technique thing and then taking a sip afterwards. I just take a sip and then don't immediately try not to think about it. Just feel it, I suppose, is the word, rather than trying to analyze it. And with that, I was going to feel something here. So that's easy enough. Sorry, I just got a song stuck in my head. That was fun. Dying Black. Dying Black. That's another thing I did today. I got sucked into... I was digging through an old hard drive. And I found, of course, one of the first things I ever recorded when I was still living with my parents when I was 27. So I may be posting that on my YouTube channel just for the sake of saying this was the first thing I apparently did. And I was intending to put it on YouTube, and I just didn't. So you can tell way back then I was thinking about it, but I didn't have the motivation. And I was in a bad spot. Like when you watch the video, you will tell that I am pre-diagnosed mental health issues. You get to see me when I was 27 and didn't have a mustache. Wow. Oof. Spicy, cinnamon, brown sugar. Oh man, that's super spicy. Holy moly. It's all over the side of my tongue. Like both sides of my tongue are going nuts. And I thought it was dry for a second, but then all of a sudden the spices took over. Whew. All right, it tasted better on the second sip where I held on my tongue for a minute. I will say that. What I'm worried about with any high proof whiskey is that the proof is just not overwhelming, but I feel like there's a sweet spot. Again, not a professional whiskey anything, but for me personally, it feels like there's a sweet spot in whiskey that's somewhere between 45 and 55, where the proof is just right. It's enjoyable. Keep doing this for a minute. And it's not too overpowering. And I know I've had the experience with some of these high proof whiskeys where I like it, but I can't drink it at a pace that I'm enjoying it because it's so hot. Like I take a sip and it's like, oh, hi, blah, blah. And then, 5 to 10 minutes can go by before I feel like I want to take another sip. Whereas with whiskeys in that category, that general area of 50-ish, it feels easier to sip. I don't want to say easy sipper, but it's something I can sip on and kind of think about and not be distracted by the proof, I suppose is the way to say it. This also does have a good texture. Like how do I explain this one? I had yogurt this morning, so I'm thinking of that. But it's that sort, like if you ever ate yogurt and after 10 to 15 minutes when you're done, you still have that feeling on your tongue. Kind of like that. Not the same texture, clearly, but that sort of film sticky-ish feeling on your tongue. It's not bad, but well, I can feel it. Next, on to the Stag Junior, which I have a feeling I'm going to like the best, unfortunately, just because I now know it's a Buffalo Trace product. I forgot to do a thing. Normally, I don't need to worry about this, but just in case. There we go. Oh, the hell. There. To have the other chat open just in case. No one said anything yet. Oh my goodness, lovely. It does remind me of Eagle Rare. That weird fruit note. I think we agreed it's cherry. Cherry feels like a much more distinctive note to me. This is nice though. Again, it's that specific fruit note that I get off, it seems, certain Buffalo Trace products. I'm getting it on the Stag Junior. I'm getting it on Eagle Rare. I could even pour them side by side, and I'd know, which is funny. Didn't know I was at that point. Oh, yeah. This is nice. Okay. First sip, not going to think about it. Just going to enjoy it. I don't know how other people do this, where they just go back and forth between like 5 or 10 whiskeys. Good God. That's nice. Felt the proof a little on that one. Only a little. Oh, yeah, that's a burn right there. My stomach right here knows it's a high proof. Ugh. Tingly. Oh, the joys of having weird issues with your stomach. Oh. All right, that was nice. That was enjoyable. It didn't punch me in the face as I was worried about the Stag Junior at that proof doing. Again, I have a distinct feeling I'm not good at figuring out proofs, since this one is 130.2, and I'm not even sure I would have guessed more than 60% there. So close to it, certainly, but not. It doesn't taste like it's above 60%. Or it didn't feel like it. It's not really a taste thing for me. I think I'm beyond that. I don't taste alcohol anymore. It's just different flavors, and then I'm drunk. I mean, what? Oh, yeah. Water's my friend. I like that. God damn it. There's still a fruit fly in here, and I will murder him someday. Someday. Well, I'm almost grabbing the wrong one. This is nice. All right, I'm going to hold this on the tongue, but I'm worried about it because it's such a high proof. But here we go. Stag Junior, batch 14. The tongue still feels weird from the last one, though. Bah. Oh. Oh. Oh, that fruit note exploded there. And the usual cinnamon, brown sugar. I'm getting more of a, oh gosh, high dry. A little bit. And now it's gone. The center of my tongue went dry for a second, and then just saliva came out. It's like, no, go away. Yeah, the fruit note definitely exploded at the start, along with the baking spices, of course, which are like a default in bourbons. I wish they weren't. I feel like I'm repeating myself so much. I'm thinking of, that doesn't seem right, apple pie? Huh. Maybe I'm thinking of the crust. There's no apple in this as far as I can tell, so I don't know why apple pie came to mind. I can tell that I've been drinking high proof whiskey suddenly. It just hit my brain. I was like, oh, hi. Hello. How are you? It's Sunday. Delicious. That's what I'll say about that. It has dried my tongue at the end, though. The Stag Junior 14 did. I expected these to be more different, honestly. Granted, they are. They are different. Each one is different. But because they're bourbons, there's kind of that thread of the same thing going through them. They're all sweet. Most of them have some kind of cinnamon or baking or brown sugar note. I think only the Stag Junior. No, wait. That's right. The first one and the third one. The Stag Junior has a fruit note that's just kind of cherry-ish, and the first one has a cherry note, but it's more like a Luden's cough drop cherry thing, which is basically candy for adults when you're not feeling good. And I'm okay with that. I'm wondering if I have any of those around now. The funny thing is, I managed to do that in less than an hour. And for those of you who are normal viewers, I don't usually get stuff done in an hour. I'm kind of surprised. And that's usually when I'm pouring just whiskey, just doing a pour. That's probably what it is. I specifically poured a lot less with these rather than doing an entire sample all at once. I'm doing 3 at once. Just tiny amounts, though. So I'll have to try to remember that in the future. But what's weird is I I can say to a person, yeah, I'm getting something that's similar to compost. And compost is really, I don't want to call it ever changing, but it really depends on what was being composted for it to be something solid. Like it'll probably smell different for each person, much like many things. But that's a weird one, certainly. I'm still not convinced that's the right word, but it's definitely something similar to that. I know there's a word for it too. I had to look up a word this morning and I felt kind of dumb. I had my yogurt, which I don't have it very often, but I had yogurt for breakfast with my muffin to pretend I'm eating a healthy breakfast. I was not. And I couldn't remember what the word was for what yogurt tastes like. There's a certain thing it does. And I had to look it up and it said tangy. I'm like, oh yeah, tangy. Does this smell tangy? It almost feels like it makes sense that way. But no, it's just, it's frustrating at what it is. All we got to do, get the world's top whiskey taster on this channel as a mystery guest. And then he'll tell me what the hell I'm smelling. I doubt it. I doubt that he'd show up. I don't think he'd want to be a mystery guest. He's got too much shit going on. I think so. It's something like that. I keep equating it to sort of a wood note, but not a good wood note. Almost I want to say decaying wood. That's not right either. It's close. Maybe it's a musty wood note. Because I've gotten something weird and musty and funky out of scotches numerous times. And this seems like that kind of thing where I'm finding it in many different bourbons. The same kind of thing. That's what I mean. With scotches, there are a heck of a lot of single malt scotches. And oftentimes in single malts, I'll get this weird funk thing that I don't particularly like. Granted, there are plenty of scotches out there I do like. But there's some I found that I don't like. And you could say it's something like that. It's almost like it's a weird wood note, like I was talking about, this kind of compost-ish / like you were talking about, middly wood thing. It certainly has something to do with wood. That's the only thing I can actually latch onto. And I keep wanting to say the word tannin, but I don't think that's quite right. That doesn't feel right. But I could easily see it as something similar to, I'll just say what came to mind. Have you ever gone hiking in the woods and I don't want to say stepping, it's kind of like stepping on a twig, like a large twig, like this big, like a branch-ish almost thing, and the thing just completely falls apart, like it's almost, it just crumbles. It almost just falls apart in your hands because it's gotten so wet and so decomposed-ish. It's kind of like that sort of smell. That's the closest thing I can think about, and it feels like a memory that I had in like Boy Scouts when I was out in the woods and around all this wooden tree stuff. It feels like that, but it's been a long ass time since I've been near something like that. And specifically, I was like, it's not something you just go up and smell. It's just something you remember what it smells like, And I'm finding that only in the Old Carter, but I found it in many other bourbons randomly. Yeah, it certainly feels like it's a barrel thing. And I would say the closest we've gotten so far is either saying compost or, as we were just discussing, which feels a little closer, specifically a wooden stick that's been in the forest for a long time. It's kind of decomposed a bit. That would be along the same vein where I'm talking about compost, and then it's like, oh wait, specifically, tree itself, wood itself that has been decomposed in the forest. Because it's got that foresty feeling to it. Like you said, mildew-ish. And with that kind of thing, it would be something that was, decomposing with a lot of water being attached to it. It was broken. That sounds good to me. Sounds about right, And it's, as I said, it's not a terrible smell. It's just something I don't particularly like finding in a bourbon. It feels off. So I do categorize it as something happening from the wood. Hello, yes, reminder for it's bourbon night. I know. I should probably turn that off. I don't really need a reminder that it's bourbon night. It's going to be on Sunday because I go live every Sunday before their show. Ow. Okay. On to the next. We're going at the beginning. Why? At the beginning again with Joseph Magnus. Ow. That was fun. I'm trying to distinguish what's so different. I expected a lot more peculiarity. That's a fun word to say. With this Magnus, because it's finished in something. I was expecting more from it. That would be kind of weird. But honestly, there is something about it, and it does feel like a wood note. But it's... My brain wants to say brighter, even though that's the smell. It doesn't make a lot of sense. There's certainly been an influence from the sherry cognac thing. And I as far as I can tell, as the smell and the taste, well, not really the taste, but the smell of those Luden cough drops is. So it's slightly medicinal, but also sherry-ish. There's something on the initial taste which I can't place, and it's like that. That might be the... yeah, I know, that makes sense. Okay. Dumb brain. Not dumb brain, but my brain is equating that initial experience I got. Since I didn't really like it, there's a certain thing right on the front of the palate there. And since it happened so fast, all I can equate it to, because I know what this was finished in, is my mind instantly jumped to red wine, of course, because I don't like red wine. So there's a specific thing about red wine. It has something to do with the texture and the taste. It's almost, how do I call this? It's not grainy. I mean, red wine is not grainy, but there's something very specific about the way red wine tastes and also the way it feels in my mouth or the way it coats my tongue or something. There's something very peculiar about red wines I don't like. Part of it actually is the fact that it's room temperature. But I haven't gone back to red wines in a very long time. We're talking at least 2 years. I haven't touched any red wine because I don't like red wine. I feel like it's something I should revisit because initially it was the texture, the taste of some of them. There was like 1 or 2 out there I didn't mind. And because it was room temperature or cellar temperature, usually it's room temperature, I didn't like that. But now that I've been in bourbons and whiskeys so long, and these are always room temperature, but of course it's the proof and the alcohol does something to it that makes it feel hot, I don't know how to explain this. There's something very specific about whiskey, at least, where what it does to my tongue kind of negates the fact that it's almost the same temperature as I am, or at least the room temperature. Whereas with red wine, simply because I don't like it to start with, something about it being room temperature doesn't help. It's already not something I seem to enjoy. And then because it's not chilled, because as many people here know, I think, if you chill something, it makes it so you can't taste it as well. And if you warm something up, it's supposed to expand on the flavors and open it up a bit. Supposedly, I'm not a scientist. And that kind of thing seems to feel what happens with red wines for me. It just being a room temperature does not help it for me. But if it were possibly colder, I know I would like, what about those? What the hell is it called? I can't explain this. I've had a chilled red wine thing. What the hell is it called? Gosh, but it's like buried with fruit. Very popular around here. I hate to say this, but there's a large amount of Portuguese people around here. I don't want to call them that. I love those people, by the way, because Charisse is amazing. And I can't remember what the hell's it called. It's a chilled red wine thing, and they just throw a bunch of fruit in it. Oh, hi, Ma. Sangria. I think that's what you meant to say. That sounds about right. I think it's one word. But yeah, it might be sangria. That feels about right. Next. Ah. Yep. Sadly enough, the old Carter, which is the most expensive one of these samples, is not the one I like. Thankfully. Oh, thankfully, actually. I just remembered that. I just realized the most expensive one I don't like as much. Good. That's good. I don't want to like the expensive stuff. That would suck. That would really suck. It's already bad enough that I like Buffalo Trace products. All right? Like E.H. Taylor. I don't see those around here at all. I'd have to hunt them down somehow, which I could do. That's something I really should do. But again, no car at the moment. So if you want to donate to the Fix It Repair thing, and you haven't already, like I don't want people like giving me money more than once if they already have within this week. You want to make it a weekly thing, that's awesome. But I got some pretty serious donations the past few days, so I feel good about that. But it's going to be a long time until I actually get enough to pay the repairs. Oh. And that car has to last me another 10 years, damn it. At least. There's no way I'm going to be able to buy a car for quite a while. Why the hell am I thinking of a candy cane? It's peppery, I suppose, or peppermint-ish. Oop. Mom says thank you to all those who have donated. She knows. She's not used to me trying to pay her back. Not at all. Someday we'll get into the process where I can take my parents out to a restaurant instead of them always taking me out to a restaurant. That's when I'm at. That's when I know I've made it. There's a numbing effect with this one. I didn't expect that. I didn't realize that until now. It's like numbed my tongue. Blah, blah, blah. Which is probably why it's harder to tell what the hell's going on with this one. Yeah, and the feeling it's leaving in my tongue isn't great either. It's not terrible, but nah. I don't really like it. Thankfully. I will drink all of it because this is a $300-something bottle or sample. Well, it's not $300, though, but the bottle itself was a lot, supposedly. And I appreciate that. Again, it's always, what's a good word here? I don't want to say humbling, but I feel very fortunate that there are so many people out there who are willing to donate actual whiskey to the channel, especially the crazy ass stuff that I would never drink otherwise. And unfortunately, and fortunately, but unfortunately, I've also found quite a few bourbons I've enjoyed, or whiskeys in general that I've enjoyed, through donations to the channel. And the unfortunate part is it's stuff like E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare, which are great. I love them. They're delish, but also they're the stupid ones that are hard to find and people kind of freak out about. Sucks. I don't want to have to deal with that. I just like it because I like it, you know? I think that's the real takeaway from Buffalo Trace is a lot of their stuff is pretty good, but it's not worth the cost they're making it, unfortunately. Damn Pappy Gate. Whoops. Damn, I did not want to do that. Yep, Diamond Black still stuck in my head. Diamond Black, 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 no more. It is. It is. Who's got an accent? I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. You need to get out of here. Get on out of here. I have a feeling you're talking about the E.H. Taylor. For whatever reason, that whiskey brings out the kernel in me somehow. I become E.H. Taylor in spirit. I am possessed by E.H. Taylor briefly. If he even talked like that, I have no idea what that guy sounded like. He's been dead for like 100+ years, I think. E.H. Taylor is one of the finest whiskeys I have ever sampled in my life. And Stagg Jr. is similar. Damn it. I hope that's not a thing I'm going to have to deal with in the future, where I smell something specifically. Like if I get a blind, I'm wondering if I could tell there was a Buffalo Trace product. If I can do that, that'd be great. I would like that because that would mean I could smell which one I enjoy the most. But so far, I'm not certain. Still need blind samples. So far, I'm just pouring stuff for myself. So I know what it is, and I'm not going to try to blind myself because that's just complicated. I feel like I'd be cheating. I wouldn't, but because I'd be pouring a blind for myself, someone out there in the universe and the internets would think I was cheating. And I don't want that. I don't want to deal with that. So I just don't. I don't try to self-blind. Although I know Whiskey Mountain suggested that little spin table, but that would be something else I'd have to buy, and I don't want to buy anything else because I need to get rid of all the crap I have. It's all over there, I promise. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's right there. It always reminds me of juicy fruit or something like that. That's odd. Oh, I like that. I like that fruit note specifically. It's just kind of like this burst. I'm not sure. I probably could, but the weirdest thing has happened with wild turkey. I haven't been grabbing it as much, and I know why. Ooh, that's spicy. That is high. Ooh, that's something that happens after. Good God. Stagg Jr., you're weird, and I like it. There is a distinct thing I've been getting from wild turkey products these days, and it's more wood forward now, like more oak, which before it wasn't. It was just good. But because I've done that thing that you shouldn't do with anything in your life, it happens though. Like it's something when you really enjoy something, you kind of go for it over and over and over and over and over and over and over until you're sick of it. That's the problem. When you get to that point, the prime example that I'm thinking of for this is if you get dessert. Like at the end of your meal, you're like, oh yeah, dessert. And you get a big ass dessert. And you get maybe halfway through it, and you're just like, why? Oh God, it's not delicious anymore. Why? I gotta finish it. I paid for it. That kind of thing, where you enjoy something to an extent. So with my whiskey experience and what I've just done, like I haven't thought about doing it, but I realized I'm doing it, is at some point, like lay off. Don't grab that one. Like stop grabbing the wild turkey 101 all the time. Go to something else. Lately, it's been Eagle Rare, unfortunately. Yes. Yes, I do. I like stuffed my face full of Cadbury cream eggs, and I was not well after that. I think I did the same thing with Caramello bars at one point where I just ate a bunch of them. I was like, why did I do that to myself? Thankfully, I can still eat Cadbury eggs, but it's just sugar now. I have a feeling they were better back in the day. I'm almost convinced that they were. Like the chocolate was better somehow. And they did something different with the center of it, like the creamy stuff. But now I just try to eat that. It's like, oh, why did I like these? However, I still enjoy Cadbury mini eggs. And you know why? They're only around once a year. So I can't really get sick of them. That's why I like them so much. They come around at one time of the year. I eat a bunch and then that's it. I'm good for another year. Yay. Granted, they did something a little while ago. I don't know if they still have. They brought Cadbury mini eggs back for Christmas, except they weren't Cadbury mini eggs. They were the same damn thing, except they were round and they were green and red and white. Same thing. Same chocolate, same crispy shell, but they were just round and different colored. And I loved it, but also I didn't like it. I was like, I mean, it's the same thing. I like it. It's the same candy. I enjoy it, but it didn't feel right. It tasted good, and I was glad to see them again so soon. But it was still, there's something weird about it. They've done that with a lot of stuff. I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. Music. I'm going on a rant because candy is everywhere. If you weren't aware, you will note that it's not just Halloween anymore. Halloween and Easter and Christmas, that were the candy times. Now it's autumn, have candy. Winter, have some candy. It's spring, have candy. It's summer, have some candy. Oh, there's always freaking candy involved. A good moderator of that to see how that's happening, if you go to a CVS or a drugstore and there's like one aisle that specifically they change once a month almost, probably less than that, probably every 3 weeks or 2 weeks. And they change it all the time. It's always the holiday aisle. It's always the summer aisle. It's always the Easter aisle. Oh, and it always has candy on it. Always. And, you know, I only know that because I often buy it because I'm a sucker for candy. I have a sweet tooth, but it's not that sweet. As I've said before, if the sugar wines, some dessert wines I can't handle. It's just blech. All right, I have the smell of these. Ooh. Although I do like the Just Fake Magnus as the smell and the taste. And I get that damn note off the freaking expensive one. Why did you have to have that note? I don't like it. Damn it. Stag Jr., you son of a... Damn you, Buffalo Trace. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be chasing after Buffalo Trace products. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I don't want to. So I think I'm going to have to do a video saying Buffalo Trace is the worst and you should send me all your bottles. Maybe it'll work. I don't think so, but it'd be a nice little trick. It won't work. It'd be amazing if it did. Like someone actually watched that video where I said Buffalo Trace is the worst products ever. Give them to me. I will get rid of them for you. Because they're yuck. I just get rid of them. Send them right to me. I'll get rid of them for you. You don't want them. I'll take care. Ha-cha-cha. Wow. Yep. At least Stag Jr. doesn't make my tongue go numb. For whatever reason, the old Carter did. Which is peculiar because it's not as high proof. Like the Stag Jr. is 65.1%, right? Hang on. Yeah. That's up there. There's only one other thing I can think of that is higher proof that I have at the moment, and that's Alberta Premium, which is 66%. Oh, yeah, man, that'll work someday. I'll just tell people that all these whiskeys that are actually amazing are terrible, and they should give them to me. It'll work for sure. I don't know if people are that gullible. I hope they would understand it's a jest. And really, I'm just looking for people to donate bottles. I still have plenty, for the record. If you want to donate a bottle, you can get in touch with me in the About section. Email or Instagram, easiest way to get in touch. If you want to do that, you do not have to. But if you have a spare bottle lying around, you know, I don't know. Granted, again, I'm backlogged at the moment. I really should be making more videos, but I don't know if it's the summer or something. I've barely been able to do one video a week, and I do want to do more content because YouTube overlords demand it. By the way, I assume everyone here subscribed, but just in case, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Ding. So you know when I'm going live. Granted, it's pretty regular these days, but people have lives. They get distracted and other things are happening. So if you want to do that, please do. The likes really help. It appeases the YouTube overlords and their algorithm, and hopefully gets more people interested in the KillCo YouTube whiskey community thing that we're calling it, because it's a community now. Because people like communities. Ooh. Well, why? I mean, this is a good thing as far as a whiskey journey is. You find something you don't like, and you know it. You know what it is, and you find it in things. And like, yeah, that note I don't like. Bourbon, it's no real winners because I don't like competition and I don't want anyone who gave me a sample to feel like in any way bad about it. But either the Joseph Magnus or I'm leaning heavily towards the Stag Junior, especially since I know it's Buffalo Trace and I seem to be a Buffalo Trace fanboy, which I kind of hate. I don't want that, but here we are. And I feel like I've had a Stag Junior before I didn't like as much, and that wasn't so obvious. With this one, it was immediately obvious that it was similar to your Eagle Rare. That was the first thing that jumped to mind. I seem to like the Stag Junior the most. I prefer it because, God damn it, Buffalo Trace. God damn the hell. I don't want to be a Buffalo Trace fanboy. I don't. People chase that shit like crazy, and I can't deal with that. I want to just go to the liquor store and be able to buy that bottle without issue, without having to think about it. I can still do that. There are other things I like. Four Roses is one of them. What's something else I like? Wild Turkey, although I've had to step away from that because I've been getting too accustomed to it. Oh gosh, look out. The Bourbon Wrench is here. Duck and cover, hide your wife and kids. Actually, just hide your wife. Screw the kids. That doesn't sound right. Hide your wife. What's this? Follow the Buffalo? You mean go to Buffalo Trace? Follow the Bourbon Trail? That's a good idea. Welcome, Trev. I hope you're prepared for what's coming next on the you're gonna have to do some modding probably on this bourbon night tonight because there's probably gonna be a lot of people. ADHD Whiskey and Chad and Sarah. That's gonna be a wombo combo of chaos. And trolls, probably. Since you just joined us, Trev, I'll give you a clue. We have been sampling a flight of Joseph A. This is an expensive flight, by the way. I didn't realize that when I picked these, but here we are. Joseph A. Magnus. Did that. Sherry Cognac finished. Really expensive one. Old Carter Bourbon Batch 7. Stupidly expensive, I'm told. And then Stag Junior Batch 14, which I really liked. Comes Buffalo Trace. And apparently I'm a fanboy. Damn it. Also, Trev, give me the whiskey. And be a mystery guest, too. You son of a... You nice human being. Ow, what was that? Oh. If you'd like. Again, you have to want to be a mystery guest. That's key. That is key to being a mystery guest. You want to be one. Not because I asked you. Because you think it'd be fun. So far, everyone's thought it was fun. So lucky me. All right. I think I'm going to drink the rest of the... do I want to? I kind of don't. I kind of don't want to mix them together, but I know I should, just to see what'll happen. But with this old Carter having that weird wood funk compost thing that I don't like, I feel like it's going to mess up the other two, even if I put them both in there. No. No, because I don't like it. I don't really like the Batch 7. He does. He does. Occasionally, I hear. Now that he's a big famous YouTube celebrity. I don't know. With him and his drums, his hat. Mix the good two? All right, that sounds like a good idea. I'll finish off the Joseph. I'll finish off the old Carter. I don't know. I'm going to have to pour some of this later. You know what I really need to do? Crap. I don't want to buy another bottle of Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. I don't like it as much anymore. Same kind of situation where as soon as I found that note in Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, that was it. I couldn't really drink it anymore. And that was also one where I did that thing where you buy a freaking handle of it and then drink about half of it. You're like, why? I don't like this as much anymore. Blah. Anyway, cheers to all of you. This is a very expensive bourbon that I don't seem to like, but I'm glad I got to try it because I can only imagine. Oh, I can only imagine. Spending $300 on this and then sampling it, like doing your first pour, you're like, oh man, this is going to be so good. And then this, it's not terrible, but there's a specific note in here that's driving me bonkers. I don't like it. Oh yeah, it's still there. Ah. That's a big sip. Tingly. Holy crap, it's tingly, though. Spicy, if you will. It's like I just took a brown sugar cinnamon something and took a giant bite of it. Whoa. I thought of apple pie, I think. I don't remember if it was through this one. Might have been. But it feels like that kind of coating. It's certainly making me think of some kind of paste. Oh, wait. There's no apple taste. That's what's weirding me out. But it's making me think. I'll say apple strudel. That's not right. What the hell is it? Crap. I don't remember the word. So for whatever reason, and I don't even know if they still have them, actually. They might not. Oh, I'd be sad if they didn't. Anyway, I go to a local coffee shop, and they had/have these, I want to say apple strudel, but I don't know if that's actually what it is. So it's like a baked pastry, and it's folded over. So it's got like triangles in it, and it just folds over on each side, and it's stuffed with, well, it's full of the cinnamon apple stuff. It's basically a tiny handheld apple pie almost, and it's wonderful. But it's making me think of that as far as the cinnamon spice feeling I'm getting, because those are pretty cinnamon spicy. I won't lie. I don't think it's a fritter. It's definitely something I've gotten from Coastal Roasters. Turnover? Maybe. I forget what they're called. That's the problem. I just know I like them. Turnover. Okay. So it's a turnover. Since two people said it, I'm assuming that's what it is. Like I said, it's got this. It's a very specific. It's square, too. It's not round. That's why there's folded pyramids on it or something. But anyway, it looks like it was folded together and pinched together on the top kind of thing. They're delish. I love them. I kind of wish there were apple croissants. I don't know why. Like apple cinnamon croissants. You know what? That's kind of what it is, actually. That's probably why I'm thinking about it. I have never seen an apple cinnamon croissant, actually. So that's probably why I'm thinking about it. Moving on. Got to finish this one. Oh, good. I feel like I'm at that point where since I've drank most of the whiskeys, I feel rushed. It's like, oh God, I got to get, it's almost over. And then I look at the clock. You got 45 minutes left, man. Chill, relax. It's all fine. We're going to enjoy an evening watching Absolute Chaos on its Bourbon night soon. The end of the weekend is upon us, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's okay. Oh God. No, I think it is a turnover. It's not a hand pie. It's not an actual pie. It's some kind of pastry thing, and I will assume it's a turnover. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Show you that. I'm gonna finish this anyway and then mix these together. It's fun. Yeah, that's a lot of spice. I guess for someone who really likes spicy whiskey, that real kick it up a notch thing. That's for you, man. It is super spicy. Whew, it's all over the place. Hey, Geshki, hello. Welcome. Hee or hi backwards. Whew, yeah. Thankfully, the smell that I don't like for this, well, I didn't like for this one, isn't really prominent on the taste. I can kind of tell it's there, but nothing like the smell of it. It is still there, though. That's really the spices that take over with that old Carter, like bonkers. I mean, again, I feel like I just shoved a freaking cinnamon spice apple pastry thing in my face. That's how high proof it is. Or not high proof, but how spicy the damn thing is. Up there for a moment. I don't know what's going to happen with it's Bourbon night thing. Like, ADHD whiskey is kind of like me with just like the random bonkers shit, other than the fact that he's a world's top whiskey taster, which I don't think I'm going to do that. I know I entered to become one, but I haven't heard anything. So we'll see. Ow. That'd be weird if that actually happens. I don't want to compete, by the way. I noticed ADHD whiskey did it, so what the hell? I'll try it. I don't think I have enough vocabulary, really. That's what I worry about all the time. All right, mixing together these next two. I'm going to put them in the It's Drink More Bourbon glass. And again, this is the Joseph A. Magnus and the Stag Junior batch 14. Mixing them together in no specific proportions other than maybe half an ounce-ish of each. I need to get all of it out of there because they're expensive. Now let's look up some info about this whiskey. I feel like everyone just wanted me to drink the whiskey. That's it. Ooh. Okay, it still smells good. It still smells Buffalo Trace-esque. I'm going to do the thing where the screen gets small and I get tiny. So how do I do this? I always forget. There we go, share. Share the screen. I won't be able to see anything for a second as my computer decides to think about what it's doing. I think. Everything just freezes, and that'd be awful. You can see that happening. That's no good. I'm waiting to see if everything's about to fall apart. Oh. No. That didn't improve it at all. Ugh. Computer, what are you doing? Well, hopefully everyone can see me. I hope. I think my computer's having a stroke. It's only one thing to do. Hello. Good to hear back from you. That's nice. This isn't going to be new. Computer's freaking out. What to do? Check your YouTube channel. I've certainly never had my computer freak out in such a way. So if you're still there, thanks. But I can't see if anything's still happening. Oh, there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait for it. I'm actually waiting to see what my computer's doing. It's freaking out. It's freaking out again. All right, wait. Everyone's still there? Wave your hand if you're still there. It's like my computer hiccuped. Oh, I've liked 5,000 videos. How nice. All right, hold on. Okay. If you're still here, hi. Hopefully nothing horrible has happened. I tried to share the screen and my computer just went, why are you doing anything? Ah. All right, here we go. Yeah, the blend isn't great. There's something specifically in the middle. The texture's changed and it feels more watery and thinner somehow. But there's something else in there that I don't like. There's I don't know if it's a charcoal or an ash note that got brought forward when I mixed them together. Not great. Not great at all. All right, type in chat. Raise your hand if you can hear me and see me. Or do one of these, I need something. Something so I know you're still there. Because again, my computer freaked out. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was weird. Joseph Magnus. Straight bourbon finished in sherry and cognac casks. Company Joseph A. Magnus & Co. Sourced from an undisclosed distillery in Indiana. In Indiana. They're kind of giving it away. They're like, it's MG3. I don't know if it is. But anything that's coming from Indiana, that seems to be the default thought process. Website states it's 12 years old. Mash bill, they don't tell you. Color bronze. MSRP is $80. That's quite a bit. Oh, that's expensive. The nose on supposedly the Joseph A. Magnus, which I, of course, blended together with the other things. So I can't even check. because mistakes have been made. Expressive and enticing. The nose starts off with sense of orange. I said orange. Ah! Part of me wanted to say orange rind, but instead I said orange bitters, which is the same freaking thing, basically. Drizzled with light honey along with a rush of ripe plums and other dark fruits. Diving in deeper, you'll sense of buttercream frosted cake, light leather, and the slightest hint of ethanol. The triple gas finish is apparent, as the mingling of scents is unique yet distinguished, providing a thought-provoking complexity and a great way to open the sip. I did spend a lot of time on the nose of that first one. I kind of got lost a little bit and had to forcibly remove myself and continue on. The palate. The sip starts with sweeter notes of cherry pie filling. Oh, I wouldn't say cherry pie. I said cherry Ludens. Vanilla and brown sugar. The dark fruits pop behind the help bridge. Wait. Dark fruits pop behind and help bridge the transition to drier notes of oak and leather. Leather. That was, that's what that dry note is occasionally. Bourbon baller, what's up? Hello. The fact that this bourbon has touched 4 different barrels seems to be more prominent here, and the drier notes became more dominant the longer you swirl and sip around it in your mouth. While delivery may not quite live up to what your nose teased, it comes pretty close. Yeah, the nose did seem a little better than the taste. Not that much. I still liked it. It was still enjoyable. The finish, the drier flavors from the palate slide into the finish to round things out. Green peppercorn, oak. I don't even know what green peppercorn tastes like. Oak, leather, and a hint of tobacco leaf. Immediately pop. These morph into a lingering dry oak with a slight hint of medicinal cherry. Yeah. I said freaking Luden's cough drop. Medicinal cherry. Similar to Hall's cough drop. They're not Hall's. Luden's, goddamn. That's a ho-hum way to end the sip after the expressive nose and palate that proceeds. Well, he's got uniqueness here. This is a blog or whatever. What is this called? This is Breaking Bourbon, the website that popped up when I tried to look up stuff about this. And it's pretty good. Like it just went through the little blips of it. I don't read all of it. I just want to know I want to have a nose, a palate, and a finish that I can go over. And that I'm happy with that. He said cough drops and cherry notes and what else? Bitters, orange bitters. Well, he said orange rind. Close enough. So I like having verification. Thank you, Tony Two Toes. And John McGowan, you're still here. Good. I'm still here. Also, that was what was weird. I tried to share the screen and it just kind of went, no, everything is no. I couldn't even tell if I was still actually streaming. I was expecting my browser to collapse and my computer to shut down. Thankfully, that didn't happen, but I was a little concerned for a moment. That would be the first time that happened, and hopefully it won't. So that was Joseph and Magnus. I got some verification there. I like that. I need that encouragement. My ego. Let's just say I'm not 100% confident in my opinions ever about whiskey. Granted, mostly because they're just my opinions and blue. But it was good to hear a couple of notes that were verified. The medicinal cherry, the orange rind, or in my case, it was orange bitters. Basically the same thing. Is orange rind bitter? Yes. There we go. Anyhow, moving on. This next one, which was the next one? The Old Carter Bourbon Batch 17. I couldn't find anything. Like there was so little info and so little opinion about this simply because of how rare and hard to find it is, I believe. I did find one thing, but I can't really say it's the greatest source to find anything. I found something on Reddit where someone did a review. It's it. Everything else is kind of blah. I also got like the different batches, the wrong batches. And oftentimes it was just telling me where I can buy it, and I can't. To at least show you the price thing, which is the ridiculous part, I can show you this. Actually, let me see if I can find total wine. I don't think they'd have it. Hold on. There we go. That's batch 6. That's what I'm looking for. Damn it, Google, find everything I want instantly or I'm going to be sad. All right, whatever. Where this is, I have no freaking idea. But there's a place called Primavini. There's a website. Primavini. Why isn't it showing up? There we go. I will see if I can share this so you can at least see what I'm seeing, and it's a little crazy. If my computer freaks out again, I'm not gonna be happy. Share screen. Okay, we're okay. We got a tab. We got the Old Carter. It's a very, 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 very expensive bourbon, as you can see here. I mean, that is just crazy. That is Old Carter Straight Bourbon Batch 7, 117.2 proof. Someone's trying to sell it for $300, and I don't particularly like it. Blah. The hell? That's bonkers. That's absolutely bonkers. As for the blend of the two, again, if you're not paying attention here, I'm not. The smell is good. It still smells okay. But the taste is not. The taste has been diminished when combining the two. What is that? No. It's not terrible. It's just this weird, like, ashy charcoal thing, which is not great. It's reminding me of, if you've ever gone, I'm saying this knowing most people are in here are men around my age who might happen to be white in America. If you've ever barbecued anything, if you have, maybe, there is, when you have the grill, the actual grill, and it gets all that like charcoal burnt crap on it, it's reminding me of that, which is not a good thing to be reminded of. It's not barbecue. It's not tasty charred tips or anything. It's just this weird, like this bizarre charcoal buildup that you get on the grill. It's not a great smell, not a great thing to have. Right? I was happy about that when they're like medicinal cherry, kind of like these cough drops. I was like, what? They didn't say the same kind of cough drop. They said the other one, the Halls, I believe, but I think it's more like Luden's. I can see Halls, though. It's probably not as sweet as Luden's, but that was what came to mind first. And I don't like Halls. I don't like actual cough drop tasting cough drops. I like candy cough drops because at least I feel a little better eating it. It may not be as efficient, but I feel better because it's like eating a little candy. And I feel like, if you're eating cough drops and feeling awful, granted, all right, hold on. Going on a rant, I apologize. There are two ends of the spectrum for me in cough drops. There are Luden's cough drops. Delicious. Doesn't even seem like a cough drop. Probably isn't really. Basically just candy for adults when you feel like crap. And then there's something else that my voice instructor introduced me to once upon a time, and I both hate it and like it because it works. But it's something called Fisherman's Friend cough drops. They are atrocious, but they work. They work very well. So if you've ever gotten a real bad cold or a real bad strep throat or something, or whatever, I will recommend you get Luden's. But I will also say if you really want to get something that helps you and is absolutely Fisherman's Friend. Why they're Fisherman's Friend, I don't know. They're awful, but they work. It's probably why they're their friends. They taste atrocious. They basically straight up, I don't want to say menthol, but it's probably what it is. But it's like the most extreme cough drop taste ever. And they don't taste good. I can just thinking about them. I know what they taste like. So if I ever catch that on a whiskey, I will know. Hell, it could be similar to that smell I had earlier, but I'm pretty convinced it's a decaying stick in the woods smell for some reason. Then. You've experienced the horror. It's not an atrocious taste, but it's not a good taste. It's like, why? But they definitely work. And I guess that's really saying. It's beyond off-putting, Mom. If you've never had one, good. But if you ever have a really bad, cold or throat thing, Kate would recommend you get Fisherman's Friend. And they taste awful, but they work. That's the important part. The smell didn't change much on this combo. Back to whiskey. Cough drops, whiskey. Bam. I can do anything. I can just transfer without even knowing. The reason I got on that, I don't even know anymore. But there was a weird taste on this one. Yeah. It's not grill marks, Ma. It's the grill itself, the actual straight up grill coated in charcoal gunk that has just been coated on there after barbecuing for, days, at least days. Ah, that's so weird. It's not in the initial taste either. It's like 1, 2, and then it shows up. Ugh. It's not terrible, but it's not. It didn't like both of those together are not friends. They do not get along. They're fighting, and you can taste it. You can't smell it, but the taste of it is not good or not great. It's so weird. That's why I like doing that. I mean, I don't like doing that and having it taste not as good as what it was before, but we like to experiment a little on this channel, a little bit of alchemy, whiskey alchemy, if you will. I bet there's a channel out there called Whiskey Alchemy. I think about it. But, mixing things together just to see what'll happen. And that's one of the fun parts, especially when it's two things you enjoyed separately. And then you mix them together. And it's just not as good. It's not as good. That was weird. I didn't particularly like that. However, it's not awful. It's not great. But it's not awful. Double checking something. Oh. So what does this mean? This means I need to pour the rest of the highest proof Buffalo Trace product that I have. I don't like that. I don't like that I enjoy Buffalo Trace products. I'm sad about that. I don't like it. I really don't. It's weighing on me in the wrong way. And it's because it's going to make everything I enjoy harder to get. That feels like some kind of curse. Granted, if someone out there doesn't like Buffalo Trace stuff, send it to me. I will take care of it for you. Although I feel like I don't actually like the Buffalo Trace itself that much. Like the actual whiskey, the Buffalo Trace, or the bourbon Buffalo Trace. I don't think that impressed me. I think I had a bottle at one point. I have to look back. I have no idea if I ever did a review on that or a video on that. Maybe. I haven't seen it around here though. It's not allocated, but at the store I go to regularly, they have this specific. If you're looking for the Buffalo Trace itself, please call to find out, or please call to confirm. Come on, man! It's just a freaking bourbon. It's a basic bourbon. Specifically, story time. When I went to the Wizard Academy, when I went to the Whiskey Vault itself, and had a bourbon tasting, the default bourbon that they poured, as they kind of go back to between your whiskeys, was Buffalo Trace. So it is the very basic bourbon that you can get, as far as Whiskey Vault is concerned anyway, to compare to other stuff. So I had at least, oh gosh, how many whiskeys did I have that night? 8, maybe? I had a lot more than 8 overall. But in that experience, there were at least 8 to 10. I want to say 8. 8 sounds like a more reasonable number. And what we would do is I had Buffalo Trace in a Glencairn, and then they would pour something else. So I'd have a sip of Buffalo Trace to kind of get the Buffalo Trace feeling, the basic bourbon, and then go to the other one to find out what was different from that bourbon. You know where I'm going there? I almost did that tonight, not with Buffalo Trace. But since I haven't had any whiskey today, I was tempted to pour a little Eagle Rare first, but I didn't. Ooh. Again, the smell of the combination is fine, but combining them both together, not great. On the taste, the smell is fine, but the taste of it is just, you can watch it happen in real time. Hold on. I'll even cleanse my palate just to be sure. Here we go. Mix of the two. Clean-ish palate. Ah! That is bizarre. I'm not doing that on purpose, man. And it's like that. It's just there and gone. And it's just this weird charcoal dust and charcoal, what I said before, ash thing It's not great. As I said, it's reminding me of the need to clean the barbecue grill thing. Ugh. Mr. Whiskey Shits, welcome. I hope you are all right after being stabbed yesterday. I envy you, sir. You get to hang out with Adriana. That was pretty awesome. She must be a blast, or at least an interesting person to be around, especially just because of how she is, I suppose. But we all love Adriana here. However, it seems like if she's on other streams, she's like, you know, I don't need to say anything else to you. You know, you were there in person. You get to deal with it right there in 3D. I hope she comes out. Oh, wait, no. That's right. Something else. I forgot. I can't tell you. Things are being planned. Possibly in the future. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's tough. She is awesome and terrifying at the same time. Well, that's what makes an individual a person. That is someone you like to be around because you never know what's going to happen. So I'm getting lost in the nose of this again. As I said, the nose of this is fine, but the taste of it is just... It makes me almost not want to drink it. That's the problem. Granted, it's only for a second, but it's just... It's so jarring. I suppose that's what it is. Is this bizarre note in the first few seconds where it's like, oh, this is... It's that kind of feeling where you think it's okay, and then it just isn't. It's like if someone pulled a cord on you, like if you had a cord attached to you and someone just yanked it, pulled you that way. That's what it is. That's the feeling when you're drinking this. Oh. Oh, it's right there. Yeah. It's not terrible again. It's just, like I said, it just yanks you wrong. It's off-putting is probably the best term. Huh. Well, it's 2 times tonight where a whiskey has just gone weird on me. Thankfully, I am now aware that Old Carta can be a little finicky and has that peculiar wet wood note, wet decaying wood note that I seem to have from many different bourbons. I'm not going to remember that. So if any of you who like watching my streams can remember that, it would help me greatly. I will try to remember that. As I said, I was able to remember that. I went on a rant about compost. Well, I didn't remember that it was compost. But anyway, I went on a rant, thought it was compost. We boiled it down to it seeming like a stick in the forest that has been on the ground, that has gotten all wet, that has basically started to decompose. Like if you picked it up, it would just fall apart. That smell, for some reason, that I have in my head for some reason. I mean, what the hell, man? That's the most randomest BS. And I blame it on having been in the Boy Scouts. I can actually picture the time where it was. I was in Boy Scouts. I don't know where the hell I was. We were camping. It was raining. It was raining a lot. And we were in the forest, or at least near the forest. And it was just this damp... I can picture the wood, too. It's got that like weird green stuff on it. It looks like it's not fungus or mold, but it's something weird. I don't know. I'm getting real specific on the strange notes here. Some of you can relate. Others of you are going, what the hell is this man talking about? He's lost his mind. Which is fine, because it's true. Okay. We are pouring Stag Junior Batch 14. The rest of this is going to hurt. I'm going to drink this real slow for the rest of the night. 130.2 proof. Doesn't drink like it. Buffalo Trace product, which I seem to be a Buffalo Trace fanboy. It's just going to weigh on me for a while. I feel like I've been cursed by Buffalo Trace. Just saying, yes, you're going to like our products, and you will never be able to get them easily. That's a lot. I didn't realize that when I poured it, but oh well. Life is short. I'm going to finish this within the evening, over the next 3 to 4 hours. This will be lovely. Oh, that's always a fun noise. You ever hear that noise that sounds like something that's dropping on you, except it's a plane flying overhead? It's like, I just heard that. It doesn't, I'm not a fan. All right, let's look at the color again while I have a whole bunch of it in the glass. Also drink more bourbon. Also, it's bourbon night is coming up next. In case you didn't know. Most of you did. That is a lovely color. Oh, yes. There's a reason I like Buffalo Trace products, apparently. Oh, yeah. Very similar to Eagle Rare. It adds that cherry note. Delish. Love it. Love it. Excuse me. And now, that was fun. I should do stuff like that more often. Maybe not on sample Sundays, maybe not with really expensive samples, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, Adventures in Palette. Adventures in Palette, say the least. And you know what it is? The reason I don't do as many flights as I could, because I could do a lot. I mean, again, there's a lot of whiskey behind me. I could flight up anything I want to compare. But it means I have to get 3 glasses dirty, and I don't like doing that. Even though I don't even need to use it. I don't have to hand wash it. I just use a dishwasher. They're fine. Glencairns are sturdy, believe it or not. Oh, speaking of, I have to buy more of that dishwasher stuff because I can't clean my dishes until I do. I'm all out. Sorry. Distracted. I almost, you know what? All this has proven is that I am a Buffalo Trace fanboy. That's it. That's the Luxardo cherry on top of this ice cream sundae tonight. Is that I like Buffalo Trace products thus far. There's one thing I did find out, sort of, again, Wild Turkey related, is I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I've overdone it with Wild Turkey 101 so much, and even Rare Breed, that I don't even like Russell's Reserve that much. And I've only had samples, but they haven't impressed me. They're good. I enjoy them, but it's because I have fatigued my palate, I suppose, is the good word. Sort of. But I've gotten too used to Wild Turkey. I'm going to have to step away from it for a little bit. I still have a lot of it left. I still have a lot of Evan Williams Black, which, funny enough, doesn't have such a strong, weird wood note. And Mom, it's not moss. It's something else. I looked up what it was before, and it's like this weird thing that some trees get. It's like a lichen, something like that. I think. Again, it's been a long time since I even looked up anything about trees. That could be a type of moss. I have no idea. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. Oh, man, what the hell? I thought I had more time. I do not. But I will say again, thank you all for being here. I'm not closing yet. Thank you for donations, if there are any. I haven't really checked. Again, the car repair fund, because the car needs repair. Oh, and it costs a lot. I will show the bill, so to speak, at some point once it's all fixed up, so I can at least have photo evidence that, yeah, this is a real thing. I don't want to. I have a habit of, like, anything I say, I feel like people are going to think I'm lying because, hey, that's what my brain does about everything. Yay. Woo. But yeah, this is definitely a fix the car fund, unfortunately. And even more unfortunately, I do have a source of income coming up in about 3 days, Patreon. And there's a Patreon. Helps me out every month. And pretty much every cent of that is going to go into fixing the car. Which sucks, because I wanted to use that either to buy more whiskey or travel a bit. I will be traveling a bit in November. When is it? October? Is it October? I'll be traveling sometime soon. I'll actually have to think about that quite a bit. I'm not one to go anywhere, but I'm realizing if I do intend to travel, do whiskey things, go to distilleries, visit different states, go see different YouTube whiskey tube people, that'll be fun. There are a few around here. I don't know if any would want me to be a guest. We'll see. Once things are a little more stable, things are still not 100%, as many of you know. But I forgot what I was talking about. Shit. I get distracted, as I do. Travel. There we go. Ah, found it. I'll be traveling in what I think is October, possibly November. Ooh, I went right past it. Yes, middle of October, I will be traveling to Texas for a reason of some sort. Definitely not a cult situation. Don't worry. Nothing like that at all. As I was saying, it'll be fun to travel again. It'll be fun to go places. It'll be fun to visit distilleries. That's something I have to do a little more of. I don't know if I want to film distilleries and do that kind of thing because that sounds exhausting. But I do like the idea of visiting other whiskey tube people in different states. However, again, things have to be a little more less crazy. Bourbon Neophyte, hello, welcome. Cheers. I have some Stag Junior Batch 14 in this glass. It is going to kick my ass if I drink it too quickly, but it is lovely. I will sum up tonight. The whiskeys I have had thus far are, again, just a Magnus, finished in sherry cognac. Pretty good, not my favorite. The really stupidly expensive whiskey, which I didn't like, thankfully, Old Carter, Bourbon Batch 7, 117.2 proof. Clang, clang. That goes for about $300, apparently, which... And then, of course, Stag Junior Batch 14, 130.2 proof, which is a Buffalo Trace product, which I am finding out I seem to like Buffalo Trace products, which makes me feel a little conflicted. Just a little bit. Not quite decay. It's similar. Like, we got to, when I first started going into it, it was mulch. What was the word we used? It wasn't mulch. Was it mulch? Words are hard for me. Compost. We said compost. Mulch was the wrong word. But the smell I'm getting on the Old Carter. Ooh, hi. The smell I'm getting on the Old Carter is similar to compost, and we narrowed it down to simply, since it has a very wood thing to it, it's basically like sticks on the ground in a very wet forest that if you picked up the stick to see, or the twig, it was a stick actually. It's thicker than a stick, but it would just kind of fall apart. So yeah, kind of decay-ish, but specifically wood of some sort, and it would have this weird moss/lichen stuff on it. I don't know. It's a very weird memory. It's a very specific thing. And I'm getting that note that I do not like on bourbons. But thankfully, I have a little more of an idea of what it is. I still think I need to talk to some people who have actually taken some whiskey courses and done that kind of thing. I have not even seen it ever. This is a sample that I was given from Bourbon. It's delicious. But I haven't even seen Stag anywhere. If I have seen it, it's probably been way expensive. I know this one is also up there in price. And I forgot to show everyone. I knew I was supposed to be doing something. Ha! I remember just in time before everything goes away. All right, here we go. Since I couldn't find anything on Old Carter, like I found a Reddit thing, and that really doesn't help. However, this website, that seems pretty official, kind of. Here we are. I don't know why that's there. Stickers. Stag Junior. Again, this is Breaking Bourbon. I'm not endorsing them or anything. It's just one of the first things that came up, and it looks pretty good. So there we go. Classification of this is straight bourbon. Company, Sazerac. Huh. Sazerac? You're confusing me now. Batch 14. Distillery, Buffalo Trace. There we go. That threw me off. Release date was summer of 2020. Proof is 130.2. Age is no age statement. Mash bill undisclosed. Color, molasses. I would say that is true. MSRP is $60. Right. A Buffalo Trace product for $60. Sure. The nose that they say here. Brown sugar. I said brown sugar. I like what they got here. Beautifully rich. I would agree. It is honey, pecan, maple, thick oak. I can actually see pecan. That's pretty good. Almost maple. The sweetness is similar to maple. I'm not getting honey at all. Thick oak just sounds weird to say, but okay. I'm not getting a thick oak note. Why did they have to call it thick oak? Good God. My mother's here. Palate. Yeah. Oh, they say cherry. Good. Okay, it's not just me. I got a cherry on the smell, not so much on the taste. Dark brown sugar, rich vanilla, thick oak, dark cherry. Oh yes, Luxardo all the way. Apple. Oh, ha! Okay, they said apple. I'm not getting apple. I did say apple cinnamon pastry thing. I forgot. Turnover? Yeah. Thick and syrupy. It is pretty mouth-coatingly rich and delicious. I want another. Finish. Vanilla, sugary oak, dark chocolate, light maple, ample heat. Yeah. Rich and long-lasting. Also, yes. I don't think I'll be getting dark chocolate. Sugary oak, I can kind of understand. And vanilla a bit. Vanilla is one of those weird ones, though, because I like vanilla. It kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't stand out to me as much as it should. Same thing with caramel. I like caramel. I like vanilla, but it's not always prominent. And I feel that's probably because it's something that's so common to me that I don't think about it too much. You know, it's something I have in my coffee and my lattes because I'm one of those people. Not my coffee. I have cold brews. It's like a it's vanilla cream cold brew. So they put like cream / vanilla stuff in there, and it's delicious. And I drink way too much caffeine, by the way. Bloop. It work? Did. So, again, Stag Junior is delish, as I expected. I'm going to have to find out a way to do a Buffalo Trace flight somehow, someday, where I can really pin down what it is about Buffalo Trace that I enjoy so much. Granted, that gave me a few ideas. You know, the molasses, yes. The apple, I don't get. The cherry, yes, definitely. There's a fruit note in here that I would enjoy. I don't know if it's exactly cherry, but I like it. It could be leaning towards apple, almost a tart apple thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm thinking of a cinnamon apple turnover thing whenever I smell it, because, oh, God, it's so good. It's going to kick my ass, though. I'm tempted to add a bit of water, but we are coming up in the last few minutes here. Again, I will be going to It's Bourbon Night next. ADHD Whiskey is going to be on there. Tell them, or tell ADHD Whiskey he should be a mystery guest if you want. You don't have to. But at the very least, if you go over to It's Bourbon Night next, let him know KillCo sent you. Because why not? Because technically I did. I just told you. And if you want to go over there, please do. Let them know. Yeah, they have been awesome for me and my channel as far as letting me be a guest on their channel and being a guest on this channel. So, as always, I'm going there next anyway. So I would like you all to come along with me. We'll have a lovely time. We'll have a blast. And there will be plenty of bourbon later this evening because it's bourbon night. And drink more bourbon and all those little catchphrases they have. I don't have any. I had give me the whiskey. That's about it. And do that. Give me the whiskey. Donations would be amazing. Again, there's a car repair fund. It sucks, but oh well. As long as my car gets fixed and I'm able to go places and do things without having the bottom of it just fall out, that would suck. That would suck a lot. It's happened. Not to me, but someone. Cheers, Richie Z. Thank you for popping in. Always lovely to see you. We're coming in on the last minute here, unfortunately. But we are transitioning, I suppose, over to the It's Bourbon Night channel, where we will see what I assume is going to be bonkers. That's right. You can always watch the replay if you want. It was a fun flight. So this It's Bourbon Night I'm looking forward to because it's two very big channels clashing in an epic battle. No, they're not. Whiskey training. I like that idea. I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few laughs and a bit of chaos because Matt, ADHD Whiskey, does bring that usually. And his sense of humor is similar to mine, I think. We're both ADHD brains, so it's fun. I'm glad he's so successful. And again, hopefully we'll be able to talk about that kind of thing. If he visits the channel someday, you let him know. I can only do so much. Till next time, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there.